Okay, I welcome you to another video in the 52 book project. I hope to read 52 books this year. Today's review is about a book I read by Mihir Dalal called The Big Billion Startup. It's the story of one of India's early and most successful e-commerce ventures called Flipkart. It tells you about what happened before Flipkart was founded, in the late 2000s, and how the founders of that company were first employees of another company called Amazon, and that is where they learned their core skills and developed an understanding of what the market needs from an e-commerce company. They primarily started as a book retailer, and it was founded by Sachin and Binny Bansal. And the focus over there, I think, with the founders was one was a technology person and one was more of a sales and business person. So Sachin Bansal really wanted to create a product that had some very unique features that made the online shopping experience much better than the in-person one, whereas Binny looked at the business and sales side of it. In the first 7 to 8 years, the company did really well. It raised a lot of money, and it also talks about how the dynamics of a company changes as soon as you bring in venture capitalists, because whenever you bring in money from outside, you are suddenly accountable to a lot of people about how you can help that outside individual grow their money, and that's the reason they give you money. So it's not like your work ends when you do get money. It just becomes you have to be a lot more responsible and accountable once you raise funds. Some of my other notes from the book was I liked the statistic that they shared about how in 2015 India had 200 plus million internet users. I liked how through the evolution of the company, they spoke about how India was moving from desktop computers to mobile phones and mobile screens. It was really interesting to see how um, the company raised money in several rounds and how more money can influence and change your decision making patterns in terms of giving you more power and influence, but also how that changes dynamics among the executive team. And I think it also talks a lot about how the media portrays, tech startups and that startup culture that's really glorified for a couple of years, and then as soon as the returns don't come through, they just sideline the entrepreneurs and the company. So it's a very cutthroat world, and you can get a lot of success, a lot of um, recognition and fame very fast, and then all of it can be taken away as well. And in terms of creating a good product, I think some of the lessons I learned was that it's really important to understand what the customer wants, and it's important to create for a local market and not try to just replicate what happened in another country, and constantly be speaking to customers, and also try to be innovative with your business strategies. See what you have that a larger competitor may not have and focus on that. And that's what Flipkart did when, rather than uh, doing only discounting on like a web platform, they started partnering with mobile phone companies, and they told these companies to only sell their phones on their website, and that led to a large increase in sales. And as a startup becomes bigger, it also looks to increase its influence, not only by expanding its business, but by acquiring other companies in related businesses. So Flipkart acquired Myntra, which was an online retailer for clothes, and then that became part of the business. And I think it's very important for entrepreneurs to also look out for their mental health and see how they can manage that on a day-to-day basis too. But overall, it's a really good book if you want to learn about the startup ecosystem in India from 2000 to 2020, or 2015, and also about the venture capital and investment world. It's very well narrated, the audiobook, that's what I listen to, and I think you will really enjoy listening to it or reading it if you do buy the book.